So I worked with some architects for, I guess, about 2 years, 3 different sets of architects, and to do like a renovation that we need here, it was upwards of about 30 million.
So operationally, every year we're making these investments, and we're having highly qualified teachers presenting a diverse curriculum, but it's taking place in a space that's not the equivalent in more affluent communities. And the state and the city are kicking in more money for the operational budget. So that allows us to have non-core teachers and then all the technology that comes with it. All of this takes place in a building that's past its useful life. You have the highly qualified teacher, you have the best technology, but it's just in the wrong space. You're taking your operational dollars and you're investing it right into the school. So all the lighting has been redone, customized and branded with the school logo, cafeteria furniture, the best possible kitchen equipment we can put in place for the staff. But again, when the building was open, there was no concept. You have to worry about the walls separating. You have to worry about, you've got to make sure that we cleaned the pipes a few years ago. You got to make sure that that's done right, because there could be knock-on environmental issues there as well.
Things like art rooms, music rooms, those are things here that don't really exist. So like this is where the art club comes after school and they do their painting and things. There isn't actually like a designated place for those. The teachers travel to the classrooms for that. Some of these spaces, these were just PVC pipe with kind of some poster board. And
these are more permanent.
Yeah, these are permanent.
Modern. Yeah.
Those were our walls.
Yeah.
That white thing up there, that's what we used as walls.
So when you come upon a building and you say, well, hey, I've got $10 million perhaps, or all of a sudden you realize the actual true cost could get you to $30 million. But, I mean, that sounds like a lot, but it's really not. If you multiply $30 million over 30 years to 50 years, divide it by the amount of students that are going to come through this building, it's a bargain. Anything we can do with our maintenance team, we do. But it gets back to structurally, capital plans, the state's obligation for these buildings. There's not a focus on comprehensive need. Every building is approached as an individual building now, not about district need. So the fact that we have 70% of our students are in buildings that are potentially substandard by MSBA's own rankings, that exceeds any other district in the state by my calculation. So if the state of Massachusetts, even beyond MSBA, if the state of Massachusetts wants students in modern learning environments and wants to resolve that inequity, it should be looking at districts as a whole. And it should be directing funding, capital investment in a more equitable manner. So it's clear by 2026, which will be the time for the next survey, 70% of our students will be in essentially buildings rated 3 or 4, the lowest on the scale. So I'm sure that students notice that, because when we do make these changes and modifications that we can make, students get very excited. When the Duval teachers were presented with the first architectural drafts, there was a spontaneous round of applause. So the working conditions and the learning conditions, the students pick up on that very, very quickly. And it just points out how important this is to provide that for them. The timeline here is key. Buildings get older. They don't get any younger. Their useful life gets exceeded. And any work to renovate or replace a building can take up to a decade. So when are we going to start?